welcome back to another piano tutorial. I'm Jonathan Stein. Today we're going to talk about 2-5-1s. Now this is an awesome, beautiful, elegant, warm, fun progression that goes back, I'm going to say hundreds of years to be safe, maybe even longer. So, quick backstory, let's just hit the books right quick. The origin of the 2-5-1 is actually an even simpler, way more basic traditional progression, the 4-5-1. And this probably goes back to like the J.S. Bach, even early freaking Monteverdi days. I'm talking early Baroque, maybe even Rococo or Renaissance. Don't worry about any of that. But let me show you what I mean. So when I'm talking 4-5-1 and 2-5-1, all these numbers, I'm talking about scale degrees. And on these scale degrees, we build chords. So let's take a look at C major real quick, and I'm just going to count to 7 real quick. C is going to be 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 8 and 1 are the same. Now if we were to build triads on each of these chords, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So back in the day, the most standard progression to ever exist was the 4-5-1, and it sounded like this. Now, when harmony started to get a little bit warmer in the 19th century and started to develop through jazz in the last 100 years in America, instead of doing 4 to 5 to 1, they just put a 2 in the bass and kept that same 4 triad in the right hand. And now we have a 2-7 to 5 to 1. So that's the kind of the origins of the 2-5-1. Very standard 2 minor 9, 5 dominant 9, 1 major 9. Standard, hits the spot every time. Check this out. We're going to start in C major. So our 2 chord is going to be D minor 9. So go ahead and play the D in the left hand. And this nice standard minor 9 chord with the right hand, with the 3, 5, 7, and 9 over here. Now if you want to make this a little richer with the left hand, you could also add the 5. It's nice and full, and that's what you want. So here's our 2. And now to go to 5, you're going to play G in the left hand, and you're going to slide down your pointer finger and your pinky on the right hand from this to this to get this nice, lush, Christmas time is here dominant chord. Now let's take a look at what we got in this chord. We've got the 7th, the 9th, the 3rd, and the 5th. And once again, if you want to make it bigger and more robust, go ahead and add the 5th in the left hand as well. And now we're going to go to the 1, so on the left hand play C. And go ahead and add the 5 too. Make it nice and lush and drippy. And now with the right hand, you're going to slide down the bottom 2 fingers, the thumb and the pointer, from this to this. So, let's just reflect on what we just did there. We're going to repeat it again, but what ends up happening, especially with the right hand, is very lazy, minimal note changes. It has this nice voice leading. It's very minimal. It doesn't work too hard. Only the notes that need to change, and each of the chords shares enough common tones for this to be a very kind of buttery, slippery progression. So let's do it again. And I'm going to count you off so you can play along with me. We're going to do a whole note per chord. I'm going to count you off. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, One more time, go. Beautiful, right? Okay, now we're not going to stop there. Let's try and get through this in all keys. Now it sounds hard right now. Give it like 2 weeks. This is going to be easy peasy for you, alright? So we're going to run through it. I'm going to show you the way to do this exercise-wise. And over time, as you watch this video and pause as much as you need to look at the shapes, you're going to get this down, and you're going to be a next level pianist just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by playing the 2-5 in C major, just like I showed you. And then you're gonna go up a half step and now play the 2-5 in D flat major. Now, take your time with this. As you watch this, you could pause and rewind as much as you need to look at all the hand shapes. Basically, what I want you to do is get the concept and idea of this really strong in C major, and through your own practice, learn how to do it in all keys. And obviously with the help of this video, but it's gonna be a really, really good brain exercise for you to do that. So, going up a half step, I would start with E flat minor 9 to A flat 9 to D flat major 9. And then you go up another half step. Now it's going to be E minor. And now we're going to do it in E flat major. And now in E major. F major. Oh, how beautiful is this? Now G major, A flat major, A major, B flat major, and B major. Yeah. Alright, I know you're thinking, yo, slow down, that was way too fast. That was the demo to show you what we're going to do. Now we're going to do it for real with a whole note per chord. I'm going to count you off and we're going to go through this a couple of times. And the idea is down the road you could play along with this and try and get through the whole sequence, or take it at your own speed. I don't care how slow or fast you go until you got this solid. So let's give this a go. Starting in 2-5 at C major and going all the way up through all 12 keys, whole note per chord. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, Next one. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. 2, 3, 2, 3, here we go. Yeah, nice. Now for this next one, this is going to be the big boy version. We're just going to do a half note per chord. Now remember, this is going to take some practice. If you ain't there yet, just skip this part and stick with the whole notes until you got it. Take your time, it's going to be worth it. Here we go though. Starting C. 1, 2, 3, Yeah, that was not easy. Me just now, I was like, ah! So take your time with that. It's going to be worth it when you get there. So, once you've got all these 2-5s down very cleanly in all the keys, when you get it, you will know and you will have that freedom. That's what you want, to be free. And when you get to that point, try this exercise here where you just pick random 2-5s. You don't even think about where you've been, where you're going. You just flow. And that's going to sound something like this. I'm still going to do the whole note to a chord thing, by the way. That's going to help. Here we go. I'm going to show you what I mean. 1, 2, 3, It basically sounds like I'm like making up a jazz song, but it's just random 2/5s. Maybe jazz songs are random 2/5s? Mind blown! Another way you could extend this is take away the 1 chord and just never resolve, so that you're just doing a bunch of 2/5s and it's just like, oh, I'm going to this key. Nope, I'm going to this key. Psych, I'm not going to any key at all. And that sounds like this. I'm gonna pick up the pace. I'm gonna do half notes per chord this time, so it's a little more skitty badabi. And then maybe whenever you freaking feel like it, finally resolve. So, that's just a few ways that you could play with this very, very standard, but very, very gorgeous, warm, fluffy 2/5. Get to know it, practice it. I promise you it's gonna be a game changer. Hope you all had amazing Christmases and New Year's. Nothing but love to all of you. Stay sweats, y'all.